I want to spend some time here reflecting on Brett Favre, who announced in front of Congress that he has Parkinson's. Let's play SOT number one.
Sadly, I also lost an investment in a company that I believed was developing a breakthrough concussion drug I thought would help others. And I'm sure you'll understand why it's too late for me, because I've recently been diagnosed with Parkinson's.
So that was Brett Favre revealing information or a diagnosis that he shared with me at some point earlier this year. I didn't want to go into it until Brett was ready, but there's a reason why we didn't bring Brett Favre back this year as a part of the show, and it's because I felt like, and he felt like, he needed to focus on his health and this Parkinson's diagnosis. And if you've watched Brett on the show last year, particularly some of the cookouts when we had him here in studio, you could see his health. He was having issues. And my involvement with Brett Favre, bringing him onto the show, I enjoyed Brett Favre like everyone else did as a football player. Enjoyed him immensely. You heard me talk about Favre as a teammate, the ultimate teammate in professional sports, in my opinion. Brett and I had a conversation on one of the cookout shows where we talked about what happened in that Monday Night Football game that'll never be forgotten. His dad dies. Brett plays that game. He plays an incredible game. And I said in real time during that game, I was like, holy cow, look at Brett Favre's teammates. Look what they're doing for him. And not as a shot at Brett, as praise of Brett. Like, these guys love Brett Favre. And they are balling out on Monday Night Football, making all these circus catches because they want to be there for Brett Favre in this moment. And so many people interpret it as a testament to Brett's greatness. Brett was great whether he had that Monday Night Football game or not. But what his ability to connect with his teammates and be beloved by his teammates and to have his teammates stand up for him, that's the Brett Favre that I liked, respected, and admired, just like everyone else did who followed the National Football League at that time. And that's why I've been so bothered by the manipulation, exploitation of a complicated political issue that has been exploited to paint Brett Favre as some sort of racist, as some sort of out-of-control criminal, as some sort of exploiter of the poor. It's just not true. And any elementary understanding of the facts, Southern Miss, the school, is owned by the state. It's funded by the state. Brett Favre talking to politicians, trying to get them to invest in Southern Mississippi, the school he graduated from, the school his daughter played volleyball at, in trying to get them to invest in a volleyball facility at a school that they fund. It's their school, the state of Mississippi. That's not inappropriate. That's not some criminal mastermind that needs to bilk the state of Mississippi out of millions of dollars. Brett Favre is independently wealthy. He made a fortune in the NFL and as a spokesperson for Wrangler and all the other different revenue streams that go along with being the face of the National Football League. The way the story has been unpacked. What about Brett Favre? Every time a black athlete gets in trouble, does anything illegal, how come you ain't talking about Brett Favre? Because the entire story is a lie. And it's being exploited to bring down Brett Favre, and being exploited to smear a white athlete. Period. End of story. And so as we sit here today, knowing now what's going on with Brett Favre and his health, people will be analyzing Brett's legacy. And they're likely, some of those people, some of the race idolaters, will likely use the deal in Mississippi to smear Brett's legacy. Oh, it's tarnished his legacy. No, not if you're really paying attention. This man was a beloved NFL football player. His teammates loved him. His black teammates loved him because of who he was and the way he carried himself. And this whole deal about, oh my God, they took money out of the mouth of welfare recipients. No, they didn't. If you understand politics and the corrupt politicians, that's where your animus should be directed towards. They build in millions and millions of dollars into these charity welfare initiatives so they can manipulate and use the money however they see fit. Blame the politicians, not the NFL quarterback legend who's on the phone trying to say, hey man, build a volleyball facility over here at Southern Miss. I don't care how you finance it. So Brett Favre's legacy as a great NFL player and as a great teammate remains intact. That should be his legacy. Any of this Mississippi stuff. And I can understand why Brett Favre was so upset with Shannon Sharpe. Brett played with Shannon's brother, Sterling Sharpe. They were a dynamite combination. Sterling Sharpe knows exactly who Brett Favre is. And to have Shannon know what his brother knows and what his brother surely has shared, and then to get on TV and to pretend like Brett Favre is Al Capone or whoever notorious criminal. I can't think of a second one. But anyway, Shannon Sharpe knows he's wrong. Other people know they're wrong. Brett Favre is just an excuse so that the culture, the demographic that has such a destructive family structure can say, hey, we don't have a problem. What about Brett Favre? The fact that our kids are growing up with no fathers in the home, and the fact that our kids are out of control and they're looting places and they're doing other things. What about Brett Favre? Look what he did. And it's this whole theory and religion that's been set up that white people are the standard. It's not God. It's not the Bible. Don't judge yourself based off what the Bible says, what God wants you to do. Don't base your life around obedience to God. Interpret everything through, well, if white people did it, I can do it. Well, here's the secret about white people. They put their pants on one leg at a time like everybody else. They are just as flawed as you, me, and everybody else. And so if they are your standard, you don't have a standard.